Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our online webinar today. And the main topic about this webinar is about the solar off-grid inverter with new innovation. And it is our honor to have you to be here with us today. And at first, let me introduce myself. My name is Sean of Gospower, responsible for the Middle East market. And sitting beside me is Johnson, our technical support. He will be responsible for the technical questions which you submit in this webinar, and we also will collect some questions after the webinar. We will give you the feedback. We will give you the feedback. Okay, and before the introduce about this inverter, I would like to spend a few minutes to introduce our Ghost Power company. Ghost Power was founded in 2006. We have over 70 years experience in the power supply area, and we have around 1,100 employees. Among them, there were over 300 R&D engineers. And about the product range we have, Ghost Power mainly have two sections. The one section is big data. The product mainly include about the CPRS, ICT, PoE, ATX, HPC, network, power supply. And the second section is new energy. The products among them are mainly about solar inverter, lithium battery, EMS board, and the customized solution for portable power station and the EV charger. And Ghost Power has over 80,000 square meter industrial park, which is located in Dongguan City, Guangdong Province in China. And the background of the last photo is the real photo about our factory. Please take a seat. And our R&D department and the sales center department is located in Shenzhen City, Guangdong Province. And for the overseas market, Ghost Power also established some branch or office in other countries. For example, in America, Germany, Lebanon, Nigeria, Singapore, and we also have the factory in Southeast Asia, Malaysia. And in these years, we will open the branch in South America and Myanmar. Myanmar is a country located in the Southeast Asian first. Okay, and this page is about some part of the business partners of Ghost Power. As you can see, we have been working with the large scaler and the well-known companies in the world. We have fluent experience in cooperating with them in the past over 70 years. Okay, and here are some photos about our inverters and lithium battery production lines. Okay, and let's move forward to discuss some what product we have in the new energy section. At first, we have the off-grid inverter, which has 120 volt version and the 220 volt version. And we also have single phase hybrid inverter. And we will have three-phase hybrid inverter. And also we will have split-phase hybrid inverter. Okay, and for the lithium battery section, Ghost Power already have 10 kilowatt per hour wall mounted type lithium battery. and 10 kilowatt per hour movable lithium battery, and the 15 kilowatt per hour movable lithium battery. And in these years, we also will have the stackable high voltage lithium battery and the balcony energy storage system, which is already can provide the samples in this month. Okay, so let's start on the main topic today. Let's introduce about the GPEO series 6 kilowatt 220 volt solar off-grid inverter charger. And we will discuss from the below contents. First, we will talk about the advantage or features about this inverter. Second, we will introduce about the parameters about this inverter. Third, we will introduce about the working mode about this inverter. Fourth, and we will select some interesting text about this inverter. And we also will select some installation cases about this inverter system. And at last, we will tell you some upcoming products in this year, in the future 3 or 4 months. Okay, and about the GPEO series 6 kilowatt inverter, we design it with the IP54 protection degree, which means that it has stronger protection from the dust, sand, moisture, and the water splash. And we provide 3 years warranty about this solar off-grid inverter. And for the parallel function, we make it support maximum 12 unit parallel connection. And the smart BMS function is also standard with the inverter. And for the IP54, here is a part of the photo about our main board. As you can see, we use the protective structural coating on the main board to protect the semiconductor from the dust, sand, and moisture. And on the side of the inverter, we design the inverter with double layer filter, which can efficiently prevent the big sand and the middle size sand outside the inverter. And for the parallel connection, you can connect them in single phase AC output or the 3-phase AC output. And as I just mentioned, the maximum unit of parallel connection of this inverter is 12 unit. So the maximum size of the system is 72 kilowatt. This photo is showing you 12 inverters in single phase connection. And another photo is showing you 12 inverters is parallel in 3-phase AC output. Each phase has 4 pieces inverters. And you also can find more parallel connection ways in our user manuals. Okay, and this part is about the BMX of our products. Our Gospower have our own software engineer teams. We totally design and manufacture about the BMS board of the inverter and the lithium battery. Okay, and let me repeat again, the BMS main board about the lithium battery and the inverter is totally designed and manufactured by ourselves, not by the third-party company. It means that if you face any problems in the future when you connect our inverter with your lithium battery, we can give you the response in the 1 or 2 working days because the technology is fully controlled by ourselves, Gospower. And the inverter is standard with the app remote monitoring. The app name we use is Solar of Things, which you can download from Android, Google Play Store, and the App Store. Here is the photo about the Wi-Fi plug, Wi-Fi dongle we use. And on the laptop, you can monitor in the system through the online platform we will provide to you. And if you are the distributors, you also can use this online platform to monitor in your customers and also to allocate the Wi-Fi modular to your customers. Okay, the second part, we will talk about the appearance and the parameters about the inverter. Okay, and this is the front of the inverter. As you can see, the inverter has the LCD display first and then 2 blue color indicator. One of them is the charging indicator, and another one is the utility bypassing inverting indicator. And also it has the orange color indicator, which means any fault or warning. And also on the display, the inverter also have the ESC button, up, down, and enter button, which is the blue color. And on the bottom of the inverter, you can find the switch on or off button and the parallel connection section, which including the current sharing port and the CAN communication port. But in our latest version about the inverter, you don't need to use the current sharing cable to parallel connection. You just need the CAN communication port to do the parallel communication. And the inverter have 1 PV input port and 1 AC load output and 1 grid AC input. And the inverter is standard with the BMS communication port and the RS232. BMS communication port is used for connecting with the lithium battery, and RS232 is used for connecting with our laptop to do any upgradation for the inverter. Beside them, you can find there has the dry contact for the generator. It will send the signal to control on or off about the generator. And beside them, you can find the battery positive and negative port. Okay, next page. Let's discuss about the parameters about this inverter. In the PV side, the recommended maximum PV input power is 6,000 watt, and the maximum open circuit voltage input voltage is 500 volt. MPPT operating voltage range is start from 85 volt to 450 volt. And the number of MPPT is 1. And the maximum input current per MPPT is 27 amps. It means that you can have 2 volts of the solar panel in parallel connection. And the maximum short circuit current per MPPT is 35 amps. Okay, and in the AC grid input part, and the maximum output power under the bypass mode is 11,500 watt, and the max output current is 50 amps. Okay, on the battery side, this inverter can support the LiFePO4 lithium battery and lead AC battery. The maximum charging current is 120 amps, and the maximum discharge current is 130 amps. And we also use the RS485 for the BMS communication. And in the AC output of the backup mode, the rated output power is 6,000 watt, and the rated output current is 27.3 amps. And the surge power is 2 times of the rated power, that is 12,000 VA in 5 seconds. And the peak efficiency of the inverter is 93%. The MPPT efficiency is over 99%. Okay, the last page we talk about the working mode of the inverter. Our inverter mainly have 3 charging modes. The first one is PV priority. It means that the system will use the power from solar panel to charge the lithium battery first. If the solar energy is not sufficient, then the inverter will use the utility to charge the lithium battery. And the second is PV and utility working mode. Solar panel and utility will charge the lithium battery at the same time. And the third mode is PV, only PV charging. And for the output source priority working mode, our inverter mainly have 4 working modes. The first one is USB, which means that the system will use the power from utility to give the electricity to the loads as priority. Once the utility is not available, the inverter will use the power from solar energy and the battery to power the load. And the second is SUB. It means that the solar energy will power the load at first. And then when the solar energy is not sufficient, the utility will provide the power to the load at the same time. And when the solar energy is not sufficient and the utility is also not available, then the inverter will use the power from battery. The third one is SBU. Inverter will use the power from solar panel first, and then will use the power from lithium battery. When the solar energy is not sufficient and battery voltage point jump to the reset point of the program file, which you can find in our user menu, and the inverter will switch the power from battery to utility. And the fourth mode is non-battery working mode, which means that inverters can only use the power from solar panel to provide the home price loads. Okay, and this is the new features about our inverter. We provide 3 working modes for the fans, which are the performance mode, balance mode, and the silent mode, which can provide around 50 dB to 60 dB. And we test the noise by the professional company. They put the one-link inverter in this zero noise anechoic chamber, as you can see from the white photo. Okay, and about the BMS communication with lithium battery, our inverter is written in 2 protocols. The first one is default with the Gospower protocol, and the second one is the pylon tag protocol. If you want to use our inverter Gospower to connect with your lithium battery, at first you need to communicate with your supplier to check if your battery have the latest pylon tag protocol. It needs the latest version pylon tag protocol. It would be better that your supplier can provide the pylon tag protocol document to us, and our software engineers can help you to check. In the next section, we will discuss about some interesting text about the inverter. In order to test the IP54, we usually put the one-link inverter in this sand and dust chamber, and we will test the inverter running in 5 hours or more hours, and we test it many times, and then the inverter is still working fine after the testing. And in our laboratory, we also do some water splashing tests. The inverter will be put in the water spray and testing by the water from 360 degrees all direction. And here is the thunder lightning strike protection test we do in our laboratory. After the testing, our inverter still can working normally under the maximum 6,000 volt thunder lightning strike surge power. But here is the precondition. You need to connect the earth wire with our Gospower inverter at first. Okay, next we will show you some installation case we did in last year. Okay, the left photo is about the 6 unit in parallel connection and provide the 3-phase AC output. 3 pieces in one phase. Oh, 2 pieces, sorry, 2 pieces in each phase. And the right photo is 4 Gospower inverter in single-phase parallel connection and connect with 3 15 kilowatt per hour lithium battery. And here's some photos about 3-phase parallel connection for power the elevator. And also here's some photos about the house solar energy system. Use our Gospower inverter with the lead AC battery and our 15 kilowatt per hour lithium battery. And this photos is about our Gospower inverter with our 10 kilowatt per hour wall mounted type lithium battery. And this photo is about our Gospower inverter system provide the power to the sample. And this system is provide the electricity to the football playground. 1 inverter and 2 wall-mounted lithium battery. Okay, and in the last section, here are some upcoming products, mainly about the inverter. They will be listed in the future 3 or 4 months a month. The first one is about the 1.5 kilowatt solar off-grid inverter, which we will have the sample at the end of this month. And the second one is 3 kilowatt solar off-grid inverter, which also will have the sample at the end of this month. And the third one is also the 3 kilowatt off-grid inverter, but it is the 120 volt version, which will be sold to the South American market. And it also will have the sample on February. And the fourth one is about the 3.6 kilowatt off-grid inverter, which will have the sample on March. And the last one, we will have the 11 kilowatt solar off-grid inverter, which we will have the sample on April. And we also will have other new products about the lithium battery, but we will discuss them in the other webinars. Okay, and finally, if you want to if you want to know more updates about our Gospower products or some Gospower projects, you can subscribe our social media such as the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel and the linkage. You also can find more videos about our products and some training videos through the YouTube. And if you have any questions, you can send your inquiry to our email.